Shalom, family. I know I'm chiming in a little bit late on this one, you know, the incident where George Zimmerman was selling off his weapon that he used to kill, slaughter, and murder Trayvon Martin. Now, in his depraved mind, he believes that he is innocent because a jury of his peers said that he was defending himself. Now, all of this other stuff years later is coming out, which shows that this man already had a depraved mind, already had many run-ins with law enforcement or police authority. Now he pretends to want to protect law enforcement when he's already had incidents where he himself has even attacked law enforcement. So he's playing this little silly game, and a lot of the racists are falling right into that because this is what they want to believe. Anyone who takes down a so-called person who looks like me, okay? Anyone who takes down someone who looks like me is a hero and did a good deed or a good job, you know? Even though he was asked to stand down. He pursued this young man. The young man felt the need to defend himself, but all the racists in this country are on the side of this depraved-minded individual. They are supporting him. Even to this day, the racists of this country are still supporting this man, even in his decision to sell the murder weapon. It sold for quite a bit. You have to know who bid it up that high. You see, they wanted to own this. To them, it's a piece of history that they want to own. You remember how they used to sell postcards of the lynchings and the hangings and all of this other stuff. They used to sell that kind of stuff and keep it as souvenirs. They used to keep the body parts of castrated men from slavery and Jim Crow eras. They used to keep that as souvenirs, and they used to love to go to these live lynchings because it was something that gave them a rush. You see, depraved minds. But let me tell you something about this George Zimmerman. He was on slave patrol. Even though they classify him as something else other than what your typical racists are. I'm trying not to say race so you know who I'm talking about just by what I'm describing, okay? I'm trying not to deal with stating what the race is. But anyway, he was on slave patrol, and everybody knows that when he was approaching Trayvon Martin, as this young man was walking through his own community where his dad lived, which he had a right to be there with Skittles and iced tea in hand. George Zimmerman was on slave patrol because in his mind, this young man had no right to be there because he didn't look the way he was expected to look. And I ain't talking about looking like no thug either, because the young man had on a hoodie in which millions of people around the world wear hoodies, okay? But anyway, this dude was on slave patrol. It was like, show me your papers, nigga. You see, that's what this was all about. Show me your papers. If I question you, you better answer me, boy. If I tell you I want to see proof that you have a right to be here, if I ask your name, if I ask where you're going, I don't care if your dad does live here. Show me your papers. Show me your papers, Negro. Prove to me that you have a right to be here. Because of who I am and because of who I represent, and because of the fact that I hate you and your kind, which has been proven by audios and other videos, and other audios, and even his so-called best friend Fred Taffy said that he was racist. In your depraved mind, George, you felt like you had a right to pursue this young man, and that he had to answer to you because of who you think you are. You thought you were somebody important. They claimed that you were a self-appointed neighborhood watch person, right? But really what you were and what you were portraying was those who used to be on slave patrol, who used to get paid to come and bring in runaway slaves, people who were trying to break away to their freedom, people who thought they had a right to freedom, but society said, no, you don't. I own you. You ain't going nowhere. And if I beat you, rape you, murder you, kill you, separate you from your family, whatever I do to you, it is my prerogative because I own you. That's a depraved mind. You see, that is a depraved mind. These people felt like they had a right to do this. George felt like he had a right to do this, and he got support from all around the country, which shows you the mindset has not changed in this country when you still have people who claim to be all for justice, protect and serve, whatever in whatever capacity they are claiming, when really all they're doing is a modern day slave patrol. That's all they're doing. And that's all I got to say on this video. It is what it is.